Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream, welcome back to Gran Turismo 3. And yeah, we are back for another segment. And yeah. Last time out we finished the Polyphony Digital Championship. And we only have 2 events left, hence the title. It's the beginning of the end. We're going to start those last 2 events today. Sorry if I'm peeking my left, because I got the F1 qualifying on at the same time. So, bear with me here. But yeah, I pretty much know exactly what I'm going to do. So, good to see you guys, Weakling, Darkman. I think we are ready to get started, so my timer can start. Let's go. Alright, so next part of our segment playthrough thing, we're gonna go home. And we're gonna go back to our old reliable friend Trade and load up slot 2. Last time out we didn't win a prize car I wanted to use. So you know, we're just gonna buy. If I could find it. There it is. TVR Speed 12. This one's in Chameleon Blue. I can afford it. Let's go. That was 800,000 credits. It's actually relatively cheap for a supercar. So let's hop in and see what we got to work with. We go straight to tuning. Can only buy this 5,000 credit upgrade, which brings it to 1,000 horsepower. That's awesome. And I think that's the only thing you could do, but let me check if we have the transmission. Don't. Yeah, 3 qualifying's going on. I got qualifying on my other side. I don't think we need the limited slip differential. And then I don't think you can turbo this. You can't. We're gonna buy the Super Slicks because, you know, who cares about tires? You want durability. And we could actually put the lightweight on here. But I don't think you could take these off. I'm going to machine test. And let's see what we get a top speed out of this. So right now in Q2, we got Russell and Hamilton 1-2. Oh my god, we might actually get our Mercedes 1-2 again. That'd be crazy if they fix their problems all of a sudden. Let's just max out the top speed, see what we get. And then I think everything else is fine. That is loud. Well, not loud, but that thing is fast. My controller's disconnected. Plugging it back in, just making sure the wire's in the right place. The controller's gonna fail me, isn't it? On this playthrough, right at the end. I can't have it die on me. Alright, didn't look like it was going to be 235, so let's try and fix it real quick. I'm just gonna look up a tune real quick. Just give me a minute. Sorry for not reading chat that much, but I am trying to. figure this out. Let's go back to the drawing board. If I lower the final gear quite a bit, and let's bring the traction control to 1. Give myself a little bit better tires just for the test. Yeah, CDR is too dangerous. Can I tune the slip? I don't think the LSD is what I need because we don't need turning power. We're in lower 6th gear. Well, we hit 250, which is good. I'm gonna actually drop the transmission a level. And bring the final gear up a little bit. Let's try that same test. Let's see if I can get like 255 or 260 even. I've never seen a CVR in real life, so you know. I feel like the new Griffith would be street legal. Even like some older cars, like the old Cerbera, not the Speed 12. And then I thought Doug DeMuro did a review on a Tuscan not too long ago. I didn't rev them very quickly though. Actually, a worse top speed, I think. Alright. Let's go back to the drawing board and drop the final gear again. This is part testing. I know we aren't going straight into the event, but I do want to make this car go faster. Let's drop that final gear back to 3105. Keep it on level 44 though. We'll give it an oil change too. This thing still has traction control going on in 3rd gear. Schumacher made it to Q3. I think one of them got a track limits penalty. I think Ricardo outqualified Norris. Cool. Wait, that means Schumacher's in Q3. I think that's his first time ever making Q3. Let's go. Let's go. I'm not even paying attention to qualifying that much. already liking this. Was that the first? It was actually second. Wow. 251. Alright, last test I'm gonna do is we'll bump back up. Yeah, let's do this. Let's try level 45 but with the normal final gear. So yeah, double Haas Q3 without upgrades. That's awesome. The car is better than we make it. And yeah, Aston's upgrade package with their V-Spec card didn't work out as planned. Unfortunate. Oh, did Lando hit a bollard which disqualified his lap? So it actually looks like the lower final gear helps in addition to this one. So I'm gonna drop it to 3155 just to give me a little bit more of a boost. I think we'll roll with that. We'll get a top speed upgrade. Get a car wash too. I just lost HDMI for a second, which is great. I'm having all sorts of tech issues today. Alright, so after some setups, we got our next event, which is the Like the Wind. Thankfully, it's only a one race event. Only pays out 10,000 credits, which is annoying, but there you go. And it's a test course race, and are you thinking, is this just a 20-lap race on test course? And you're exactly right. So there you go. I want two specific AI cars because that will make this race interesting, and I didn't get both of them. I got one of them. So I will reset this race until I get the AI I want. Yeah, right? Is this GT7? I'm getting none of them, but another speed 12. We would absolutely obliterate that speed 12 though. Was that the bite of GT7? Jeez. Yeah, they were stingy back then. Alright. So I was looking for the GT1 race car and the Viper GTS. And we got another speed 12, but you know what? Cool. The other cars we don't really care about. You could get like the 787B and stuff like that. Alright, so now we have 1070 horsepower. So I'm going to bump back on the Super Slicks. That will probably hurt the turning capacity. Let's keep traction control on. Normally I do this whole thing without driving aids, but I'm going to keep traction control on just for this series. And let me see if I can find it. It's been a while since we had to use our old friend. Do I have an old friend available? Hold up. Uh-oh, where's my old friend? Where's my old reliable? I didn't throw him away, did I? I had note cards for my studying that I used the rubber bands on. I need to get it, so I will be right back. What happened to the rubber band? Squid Games. I'll be right back. I gotta get the rubber band. Turns out I didn't have to go very far because it's right here. Alright. Let's grab it. Set our settings to right stick acceleration. And you know the drill. Let me get my preview back on. So if you don't know what this trick is, take a rubber band, you set the right stick on the PS2 controller, and you just loop that forward, and boom, you got infinite acceleration. You don't have to kill your thumbs. Isn't that great? Alright. Let's go. No need to qualify. The race against top speed. 20 laps. Ooh, big AI. The Zonda did not pick the right tune. There is a bug with this where each car has the stock transmission for some reason. They put 1,000 horsepower in all these cars, stock transmissions. That means the Zonda C12S that was in the back is still capping out at 150 miles an hour despite having 1,000 horsepower. And the only cars that could compete with it with a stock transmission is this Toyota GT1 up here, and the Viper GTS for some reason has a really long gear ratio. I think Polyphony might have actually tuned the Viper properly. Oh man, look at that. Look at where we're pulling with the slipstream. Oh my god, we almost pulled 270 right there. We just flew past. Awesome. But yeah, if you can see on the map, that C12S is in pure pain. And sooner or later, that Viper GTS that I passed at the start is going to catch up to the GT1. And they'll have a race. Oh, plus gear ratio, plus cope, plus past real. Do that rubber band trick and talk about F1. Well, that's why I got F1 qualifying on my side here, because I'm going to try and watch that at the same time. Fortunately, I don't think I can play music, but we can just have a casual conversation, like we usually do with test course. Since we're going pretty fast, this should go not too long. It should be about 30 minutes or so. 30, 35 minutes. We'll see. But yeah, we're just cruising. This was the right tune. Level 45 with the mid final gear. Our front tires are absolutely fuming right now, and our rear tires are just chilling. We might actually lap the Zonda on the next lap. I'm not even joking. So let's see. How's Q3 going right now? Hamilton has a perfect purple sector, but actually nobody else has gone through yet. So we'll see how that goes. Sainz is only green though. Can't beat Hamilton. Oh man, are we going to see a Mercedes pole position today? You don't like the look of those tires. We might have to make a pit stop, but thankfully our top speed could offset any pit stops compared to the GT1 and Viper. And I believe the GT1 and Viper will also probably stop in this race. Yeah, a ton of the tires. Is IndyCar hitting their highest speeds ever? That's great to hear because I'm going to the Indy 500 next weekend, so I will be able to witness that on race day, which is cool. So let's see. 1 minute 34, yeah. So Hamilton's about to cross the line. Let's see what that Mercedes is capable of on quali trim. It is a 119.6, which I think that was pretty good in practice, but I feel like the Ferraris are going to beat that. We'll see. Sainz is coming around. I gotta do this turn, so I can't fully look. He got a 119.4, I believe. Yes, he did. So that beats Mercedes. And it looks like Leclerc abandoned his lap. Are we gonna see a Sainz pole position today? Ooh. Russell goes P2, only 2/10 off. Max is still doing his lap. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson. It's going fast. Oh man, we just narrowly missed that Zonda. I said I'd lap him on the next lap, and look at that. We did. This paint job is pretty nice. We got green on one side and then blue on the other. Just depending on which way you turn. Yeah, that Zonda is capable of much more, but you know, there's no updates in this game, so that's one of the bugs or oversights. I don't know if you want to call it that, but yeah, that Zonda is not having a good time. And look at that, the Viper is caught up to the GT1 and actually passed him. He's in second place right now. The red and white Viper. I didn't even see him at the start. So Verstappen went fastest with the 119.0, and that seems like that'll be pretty hard to beat. Red Bull looked like they had the best race pace in practice, so that's a bit scary. I forget if I put Sainz on pole position or whatever. But it looks promising. Bottas is only 7/10 off Verstappen. He's not even that far behind. He could have a surprise quali. What a season Bottas is having, though. Look at that blue. As it fades to green. I know I mentioned that last lap, but you just gotta point that out. We are slowly pulling away from the Viper, about 2 seconds a lap. The Viper is fast. He can do like 270 with a slipstream. But I think I should have the pace to outrun him. Yeah, Leclerc's P10 at the moment because he didn't set a time, but he's going to fly. Don't count him out for pole position. He seems to be a qualifying god this year. In fact, yeah, I think he's qualified every session in the top 2. There you go. In terms of the race, it's going to be like a cat and mouse game with the tires. That's going to be a strategy race. I think we're going to catch up to the Zonda again. We're about to fly past somebody. It is the Zonda. Yow, not even a... It's like a half a second that he's in your sights, and then he's already gone. So the Viper pitted and the GT1 stays out. Viper only pitting on lap 5, so he's going to make 3 stops. GT1's going to make less than that. Maybe, actually. If he pits on lap 6, then that would also be a 3-step strategy. But since the Viper has worse acceleration, he shouldn't be taking that many pit stops. The Zonda, so it has 1,000 horsepower equipped in it, but Polyphony forgot to tune the gearbox on the Zonda. So the Zonda is sitting with the stock transmission, but with 1,000 horsepower, and the stock transmission only tops out at about 150 miles an hour. Ouch. If you actually tune the gearbox, you can get it above 250 miles an hour. And that was the intention with this race, was the AI was all supposed to go above 250. Every single car in the AI is maxed out in terms of horsepower and has the capability to go super, super fast, but they didn't bother to tune the transmissions, except for, I think, the Viper's the only one that had a tuned transmission. Maybe. I can't even confirm that. So looks like everyone's going again. A minute left in qualifying, and Leclerc's on a lap. He's probably going to go for... This is his lap, you know, it's a banker, right? Can't really do a double lap with how cheesy the tires are. Hey Fenzi, how you doing? It's been a long time to see. Got an exciting weekend. I'm going to a concert tonight. So let's see, Leclerc is green for a sector. I mean, Asphalt 8 also has like 300 or 400 cars in its list, and it's also quite impressive. I'd say Real Racing 3 has just as many like duplicate and repetitive cars as Asphalt 8. That is kind of just a biased comment, to be honest. But Asphalt 9, it's carless. The game's still too young. I believe the game only has like, what, 140, 150 cars maybe? I don't know the full count off the top of my head. But yeah. Finally lapping something that's not the Zonda. I believe this is the Skyline. Let's pull a slipstream though. Oh yeah, here we go. 265, 266. 266, that was the best I could do. But that would be my fastest lap, I bet. And I'll probably catch another driver. The other speed 12 maybe. Max has got no power. Russell goes purple though. And Leclerc was P1. I didn't even miss that. I told you Leclerc would come in clutch. Let's see. Russell's on a lap though. He got a purple sector 1 and a green sector 2. Let's see what he does. You know what? This might be spicy. George Russell going around the last chicane, last corner. Let's see what it is. Only P4, but still, good job, George. Good job. He threw off Checo. I don't think Sainz improved on his lap. I don't know what happened there, but Ferrari's on pole. Hey, there's the Zonda again. Oh, we bumped him. That's gonna ruin our lap time. I was getting a slipstream, but oh well. We'll still probably set the fastest lap. So if we lapped the Zonda again. School has been eating you up. I mean, you should be done pretty soon, right? It's getting close to summertime. 133.8, so could have had more in there. Oh well. Yeah, I think everyone's done with their laps. So Verstappen had no power. I mean, Asphalt 8 does a really good job at highlighting, you know, independent brands and manufacturers that not many people hear. Think of like Savage Royale. Has anyone ever heard of that? I think the only other game that had a Savage Royale car was Drive Club. It had a road yacht. But the Savage Royale GTR, I think, was never in any other game. Ever. So I think they did a good job in that. You're just learning about Hungary 2021. Yeah, F1 has a ton of crazy races. Crazy races. But Hungary 2021 is it's a story about luck, heartbreak, and defending like a lion. That's what Alonso did. You're from South Africa. Well, does that mean your school goes longer? I feel like still like kids would get summer at least. I mean, you can't count on a mobile game to not add yet another currency. They could. Verstappen just pulled up. Leclerc's already got his helmet off though. So the Viper's back in the lead, by the way, but a minute down. Other speed 12 pits in. Our rear left tire is the only one that's pretty happy right now. We could probably take this all 20 laps, but I have enough space to make a pit stop. And maybe if I want to get some slipstream, I should make a pit stop. See how Leclerc is on pole. Again, that Ferrari car is really good in quali trim. But it's another Leclerc Verstappen P1 and P2. We are waiting for them to have a clash. They have not done anything sussy. And yeah, Russell got P4. He had a purple sector 1. I don't know if he could have gotten pole position, but he did a great job. Great job. Alright. I'm going to box on the next lap. I notice my lap times are slowly falling, which, you know, big deal. And maybe the oil benefit's worn off a bit, but who cares? Let's pit on the next lap. We're going to pass, I think, the Zonda again. Yep, I could already tell. But yeah, Mercedes is slowly making progress on their car. I don't think they're going to win the title this year, because it's taking kind of long. You need to have some horrendous luck happen to Red Bull and Ferrari. It's certainly possible. But, like, Mercedes needs to be, like, winning. And especially if they want to make a title push, they got to have, like, the dominant car in the second half. Which I don't think Red Bull and Ferrari, especially Red Bull, are going to go down so easily. Because they're going to upgrade too. But I think Mercedes will definitely get back in the conversation of, you know, fast car. Alright, so the Viper pits. I will pit too. Mercedes in a bad state, yet they still have the comfortable third best car. It's crazy when that's seen as a bad season. Those brakes. That was a fast stop. I was worried he was going to overshoot the pits. But he made it. And we only lost like 20 seconds. Imagine the G-forces on the brakes for that. Did I have Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2? Yes, I got both. When I was a kid, I only had the first Underground. I didn't get Underground 2 until like 10 years ago. It's pretty late. But yeah, I've played both. What happened to Lewis Hamilton? Well, without triggering fans or something, you know, he had the dominant car. He had some excellent seasons, but this year he's got his new flashy young teammate, George Russell. George Russell, I feel like everybody was sleeping on him despite him winning F2 against Lando and Alex Albon. And then, dragging that Williams to points and doing great performances last year. George Russell is a real talent. But yes, Mercedes have made a, not title-capable car. And Russell, the theory is that Russell drove the Williams for 3 years, so he's used to having to fight through the midfield in bad cars. And that's helping him better with the Mercedes. But it's also, Hamilton's like, 37 or something like that. Time is constantly marching on. Of course, drivers could still excel at, 40 plus. Like, look at Alonso. He's still doing mega stuff in his 40s. Michael Schumacher raced until I think he was 44 or 45 even, so. Everything could happen. But yeah, sometimes drivers just don't have a good few races. Only like 5 races into the season. Yeah, I did peek at, there's another Asphalt Lambo update, which is like, isn't that like the 3rd Lambo update we've had or something like that? I mean, whatever. It's got a cool roster of cars, but I'm not going to come back to the game because of that. I think the Diablo, the Countach, and the Sesto Elemento are all nice cars, but not worth it for me. The tires didn't catch much to the difference in lap time. We'll find out. Thoughts on the new Nissan Z? I don't really care for it, to be honest. I mean, it looks like the old Datsun. Bye-bye, Honda, again. But it just takes a while to get used to that car. It might grow on me. I don't know, it looks really similar to like the Toyota 86 Subaru BRZ, that tiny car. Which I guess, yeah, kind of compact sports car, but it had its own identity. You look at the other old Zs, it was totally different to what they got now. Why Legend Pass card? Because that will get people to buy it. Yeah, the back looks like the old Datsuns. I guess the Datsun was a smaller car. I don't know though. Some people prefer the more rounded, like 370Z. That's what I kind of grew up with, That was like the car for like the last 20 years. Yes, it's a pseudo hatchback car. The GR Corolla, I am not a hot hatchback person. Hot hatchback. That's a tongue twister. So I don't really care for the GR Corolla, to be honest. It looks like, pretty much like the GR Yaris. I get the vibe it's trying to go for. It's trying to be like the Hyundai Veloster competitor. Personally, not my thing. If I was to get a hot hatch, I'd probably get a GTI or something like that. Yeah. I'm not super hyped about the Z. There's a lot of new cars that honestly don't excite me. I don't know if that's just me being a boomer about it, but it is what it is. Is that Toyota GT1, is that going to pit? I don't think it pitted. So we'll not do a 3-stop. And the question is, can the Viper catch up in time? Or did he 3-stop? I know some people, I have some friends who do like the GR Corolla a lot. Not my thing though. Alright, we got 5 laps to go. That's like what? Another 8 minutes? Slipstream. Not the best place to have the slipstream, but it's something. Oh, are we passing the Zonda? Let's try not to ram into the back of it. Don't even have a chance to pick up a slipstream. So the GT1 pitted. I believe the Viper's going to pit again. It will offset that difference. Unless the Viper could pull out mega top speed. But yeah, there goes the Viper in the pits, I see that. For his 3rd stop. That means I lapped the Viper. Are we going to lap the GT1? Yes, we are. Look at that. Oh, and this is a big speed compared to the last lap. I think this will be my new fastest lap. Because we are still carrying the slipstream into this corner. That's going to be some big gains. Wow, we just blasted past that GT1. Yeah, the Dubroads will definitely take care of their GR Corollas in a not good way. Saul Goodman, just cuz. I haven't even watched that show. Just, you know, guitar riff. Close up into his eyes. Saul has a son named Rashad. I haven't watched the show, so I don't know. I don't know if that's a meme. 133.2. Yeah, that's the new fastest lap by a long shot. It's me. Morbius. Was the last new car that was interesting to me? I gotta think. In terms of like everything, I really like that Ferrari Daytona SP3. I know that's like a one-off, you know, it's just a special car. It won't be sold or anything, but I thought that car was absolutely gorgeous. And that wasn't too long ago. Yeah, I'm rooting for Montoya. I hope he does well. People I'd be happy to see win would be like Montoya, Grosjean, Callum-Ilott, Colton Herta. Super popular, but honestly, I like the guy. I think Castroneves is back too. And then Marcus Ericsson, still there. The BMW M3 GTR. Yeah, if you ever played Gran Turismo 4, that race car is in the game. Which, yeah, shocker, right? The car that was in Most Wanted was based off a car that already existed at the time. Igor's in the Philippines. Cool. Well, happy early birthday to you. Alright, one more lap. Don't think we're going to lap anybody in this lap. I don't know how many times. Someone can try to count how many times we lapped the Zonda, but it's got to be like 6 or 7 times, right? I mean, I just told you F8. I thought the Ferrari Daytona SP3, that was like the last car that was interesting to me. I am using the rubber band trick, yep. Right hand's free today. Don't clip that. But yeah. It's actually not the last time we'll be using the rubber band trick, but you know, a good use for it. Lamborghini's going to Le Mans. Yep, that announcement was earlier this week. They're going to do their hypercar thingamajig. But we've done almost 130 miles on this race, and 150 miles if you include the testing. 238 miles an hour. That's pretty good. I thought Jimmy Johnson was doing 233. So we'll see where that goes. I'm not an expert on Indy qualifying or if people sandbag or whatever. There you go. There's the results. We have one person coming up. I think that's the GT1 who's about to cross the line. So let's see how many laps behind that was. That would be 1 lap. Yeah, it's GT1. Far away from that Viper, who I'm assuming is in the other spot. I don't think I'm going to wait for the Zonda. So, whatever. 10,000 credits. GT7, be like. Alright, let's get our replay shot of the thing absolutely flying. The F8 Tributo was killed. Yeah, but the F8 Tributo was like 2 or 3 years ago when it came out. So that was a while ago. So the Viper got stuck behind that skyline and didn't pass him. Thing's absolutely flying. I'll go through all the AI so you guys can take a good look at everything else, since, you know, it's pretty much a car commercial, right? Looking at these shots. I'm just trying to see if we get a good shot of like passing the Toyota or anything like that. Ooh, that's pretty good. We'll get one more shot of the TVR. Yeah, that thing is fast. There's GT1. There's the Viper. Let's get a top speed going on this. That's the Viper. There's this Skyline. It's topped out at 217, hitting the rev limiter. Could have gone 240 maybe with a better transmission, but you know, it's got 1,000 horsepower and that's what it's doing. Here's the other speed 12 going 215, 216. And you know what? I thought the TVR was faster than the Skyline, but it might have taken less pit stops if it was slower actually. There you go, it's topping out at 217 as well. And then here's the Zonda. Look at that. It literally tops out at 150. So it spends most of its time between 145 and 150. And look, it has so much horsepower that it just keeps oscillating like to 145 to 150. It is so sad. This is the most pathetic AI turn up in this game. This is straight up like pain. I'm surprised this isn't a meme. Or, like, the GT40 in Rome Circuit's a meme, but not the C5R in the American Championship, or this car. You know, that's just sad. Meanwhile, I'm already on the corner that's about to pass it. So, I'll show you the GT1 was only going 241, and that's about its top speed, whereas this Viper's clocking in 251 on its own power. That's actually a really interesting fight. But pit stops won the strategy in this one. I really like this Viper though. That's cool though. Nice color. I've always wanted a Viper. I still do. That's your results. Oh, the Skyline did beat the Speed 12. I thought, okay. Well, there you go. Anyway, 32 minutes. Dead on even, so. There we go. Well, it's time for another prize car. 10,000 credits, what's going to be the prize car? Not 10,000 credits again. It's a 787B. I love to see it. You love to see it, man. That is freaking gorgeous. I already have one of them, but, you know, I just love seeing the 787B again. Beautiful. 10 out of 10. But yeah. 299 days. Let's give it a car wash and an oil change. Good job, Speed 12. Thank you for your service. Drink up dead oil. Oops, I don't want to go back racing. We are done with the Speed 12. Yeah, there you go. Here's our 787B. Bone stock. We'll leave it like that. I won't sell it or anything. And then here's our Speed 12. 1,070 horsepower. That thing is... This thing is absolutely crazy. V12. There you go. We are at 97.9%. It doesn't seem like we have that much to go. But... I kid you not, we got one event left, and then that's all. That's all for this game. One more segment. So yeah, that's the end of this segment. Let's save that. Big old save. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and I will be right back, and we will start the last championship. I can't believe I'm saying that. I'll be right back. we're back. Alright. No dilly-dallying around this. I will let you guys chat pick what we're gonna do for our last championship. We need to use one of these guys, except the Diablo. So, we have every F1 except the Senna car. The good Senna car. So, I will kind of go through... Oh, and we don't have the 88 either. Oh well. So we got the 94 Damon Hill car, black. Probably the best car we have, but might make it the most boring, maybe. We got the 86 Mansell car in 2 colors, 900 horsepower, big engine. We got the 87 Senna, also lots of horsepower, not as much though. Probably the weakest, maybe, or the other one, the 90S, which is the 90 Senna. But the big advantage it has is it's in pink. So, question for you guys, chat. Which one should I drive? We got a selection. You can pick the color, the car. It's all your choice. Snowtata says the 94. I agree, it's a sexy looking car. James says the 90. Fate says the 94. That's 2 votes for the 94. Igor says the 94. Going once. Going twice. I mean, that's 3 votes to 1, so... Sorry, James. Yeah, 90 for the V12. Actually, 90 has a V10. Look at that. It's the way you read the codes is it's F for formula. The first number is the end of the cylinders. So the 0 is a V10. The 6 is for V6. And the 94 is actually a V10 as well. There's no F2 car or anything. Fincy says the 94 as well. And then the last 2 numbers are the year, so the 94, that's 1994, 1986, etc. And then the H is the driver, and there's only 3 drivers, which is Damon Hill, Nigel Mansell, and Ayrton Senna. Yep, the F100T is sort of like, it's basically, I think it's the F87S. That's the most similar one. So yeah, alright, final segment of our playthrough. And I'm sitting on the screen of a bunch of Formula 1 cars, and chat has decided we're going to drive this thing. It is the F094H, this is the Formula V10 1994 car driven by Damon Hill. It's basically the 94 Williams that won the Constructors title that year. Merrily missed out on the driver's title, just from, you know, Schumacher doing his thing. And it was Damon Hill's car. There is an F194 Senna version in this game. Kind of morbid, but yeah, it's there. We're going to drive the Damon Hill car, which almost won the title. So, let's look around on what we can do to it. I'm pretty sure we can't buy anything on this. You cannot even buy slicks. You can only use mediums. No weight reduction. I think it already comes with the transmission. Yes, it does. Can't upgrade it, I don't believe. And suspension, I believe, is already fully set up. Did we ever put any miles on it? No. I will still give it a fresh car wash and oil change. Just cuz. Imagine pulling up to a car wash with a Formula 1 car. Alright. Before I get into this, we're going to do one last sweep that we've done everything. I'm 100% certain, honestly, that we have. Let's just do it. One last pass to see that we have done everything. All golds on every single race up to this point. Yep, we got everything there. So yeah, that was every race event we did. And we did arcade mode already. So here you go. Formula GT. This is the last championship in the game. It's 10 races. All of these are endurance length. This is going to be a long championship. Igor said 7-8 hours, and I don't disagree with that. 30,000 credits per win. Honestly kind of low, but prize money is irrelevant at this point. So, one thing you'll notice is there's no reverse tracks, and you know, we got a good balance of real tracks and originals. All of these are the normal layouts, and these are kind of cars that, or tracks that you would see in a Formula 1 season. Or an IndyCar season even, with Super Speedway and test course. There you go. Let's enter our final championship of this game. This is it, guys. Now, obviously, I don't have the time today to do this whole championship. We'll get a good start. The lap count is completely inconsistent. I believe it's based on distance. But yeah, all these are going to be endurance style setups. So I'm going to turn off the driving aids. Can't do much about that. You can adjust downforce. You can adjust the setup. I kind of like the default setup. If we find ourselves in trouble later on, I can revisit that. But I literally cannot change anything else about the car. You cannot buy tires or anything like that. So what are we up against? We are up against a 94 Senna. That's going to be the fastest car. A 90, an 88, an 87, 86. You know what? That's a good balance. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, this is every single Formula 1 car in the game. We got no duplicates. So kind of a perfect setup, if you will. Yeah, I'm not missing anything. So let's go. Oh my god, I gotta do this race with the right analog stick. I forgot to change it back. Oh man, this is awkward. I can handle this for one race, but I gotta cramp my index finger to shift the right stuff. My shifts are gonna be bad. Oh man, I forgot to do that. I don't want to reset this AI though. It's like literally the perfect AI setup. I can't change the settings mid-race. I'm just gonna have bad shifts. I won't be as fast as I usually am. I gotta drive. I have I have X and square. Oh. I gotta reset it. Oh my god, that makes me mad. Okay. I don't care if this takes 8 billion attempts, I'm going to get that, I'm gonna get that AI set up again. I don't care how long it takes, I will get that AI set up. That's a shame. 94? Yep, there's a 94H. This is going to be using up a lot of our days. We're at 299 days. We'll be at like 350 or something. Oh, we got 294s. I really want to have every individual car. I want to be the only 94H and then no other duplicates. I don't think any other car can duplicate in this series though. So we just gotta get, you know, it's like what, a 1 in 6 chance or something. I just cannot get it. We had literally the perfect setup. Don't worry, I will get this. I don't care how long this takes though. I really don't. I really wanted everything, because I wanted to see, like, you know, how do all the cars compare across the championship. If you have two of the same car, it's kind of boring. We got it! Let's go! It'll be different color schemes, but I don't care. And we didn't change our oil, but also I don't care. Last time, let's just double check that our controls are right. Yep, R2 acceleration. Let's go. Yeah, the iPod died last week. We turn the tires, get some warm-up going. Car is good looking. And look at that, with the right controls, I shoot up into P1. Such is life. Alright, yep, the final road trip. It's so tricky to try and time the downforce on this thing. Like, you want to go faster, but then how much do I want to push the tires? Then again, everyone's on the medium. This will be about a 30-minute race because midfield's a short track. Every single track is customized for the lap count, so it's not like one gets skewed over the other. It's by distance, I believe. A street track will have a longer, you know, lap count, longer time. With the exception of Monaco, which is a full-length Formula 1 Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. You're right. And yeah, we are obliterating the competition. But, you know, that's just me versus the AI. I was able to get all golds and all licenses and time trials. We're gonna watch the Spanish Grand Prix? I absolutely will. I mean, if I drove a slower Formula 1 car, it would have just delayed the inevitable. Ooh, bit of a drift there, Formula drift. I know that's a totally different thing, but I just, you know, had to say it. Yeah, this default setup is pretty good. Maybe I could adjust the downforce a little bit, but kind of late to do that now. I don't make that much preparation for a race. Because, you know, the AI, if you're trying to squeeze out just a bit more time, it doesn't really matter because the AI are just not as fast, even with the best cars. Yeah, but test course is a while. We won't do that today. It's like race 6 or 7. That engine note, though. 55 too. Yeah, the F1 car sounds like an F1 car. With these big tires in the back too. It's a shame we don't have the 1993 car, 92 Williams, or since this game came out in 2001, any of the title-winning Ferraris or the McLaren MP413, which I believe was the 98 McLaren, which won the title that year. It was supposed to be in this game. There's a model for it, but you can only find it in certain beta versions of this game, and it's not fully modeled. Like, there's a model that exists, but like if you actually load it up, it doesn't work properly. Well, I played Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. It's not immediately on my short list. I have streamed the game before in the past, but I've done 100% of it already, just on my own. If there's a remaster that comes out, I'll probably play it. By the way, we got a 54 too, just, you know, faster in general. What is tire wear? This corner is tricky to figure out. Restart the progress. I did do a full playthrough of the 2005 version, and I did 100% of the campaign, not the challenge mode. Let's see if we can make this an 8-lap stint. Well, people didn't like Most Wanted 2012 because it didn't feel like a Need for Speed, it felt like Burnout with real cars. Or with, like, heavier cars. You know what, we'll do the 4 stops anyway. I can already feel these tires starting to drop off. Since we got a big lead, I can afford to take these pit stops. Let's go for it. We're going to be doing plenty of pit stops in this series, so... Unfortunately, we aren't going to have modern F1 pit stops. Where's my Red Bull crew to take apart the tires in 1.82 seconds? Tires going. Thankfully the warm-up will be pretty quick. The downforce will get it going too. It'll be a 4-stop, I believe. I mean, I've been pushing the tires pretty hard. I could probably have done another lap on those tires, but it would have been kind of more painful. And since I got the lead, I might as well just take the extra pit stop. Tire change sound, yeah. Ooh, that was a nice corner. This thing just grips. I know it's the tires and it's the 94 car, but like, it just grips. What's up, Asphalt Whale? Is that the checkmark emoji next to your name? That was a 54-1, by the way, making me fastest lap immediately. We're already gonna lap some cars. Thoughts on the Jesco? Great car. It's just a great car. It looks kind of wacky, but that's kind of the point. It's a wacky car. I think that's the 86 car we're lapping. You know what? I just realized I have to send an emergency text message. Hold on. I'm starting to pause abruptly like this, but I just remembered something. And I gotta shoot this text message. There we go. Full disclosure, it was just like my parents were at the grocery store, and I just realized if I'm going to a concert, I might want to bring some earplugs in case it gets way too loud. Because I don't want to get tinnitus or anything like that. I've been to a couple concerts before, and it gets really loud. And the concert I'm going to is indoors, so I know it's going to get loud. Ooh, we're doing a half spin there. Yeah, there was a free Grubhub on Thursday for like a 3-hour window, so of course everything broke because, you know, all the service workers got way too many orders. Because somebody thought that was a good idea. Hold it. Oh man, that's a Max Verstappen level drift. Held the slide. That won't help our lap time, but you know, that was cool. These races are going to get old. I'm basically just time trialing for 30 minutes. But, you guys got to remember, this is the very last event in GT3. Like, we are done after this one. We've been working on this for a year. And we'll be done. Save that drift and teep for the thumbnail? Yeah, but I gotta wait like 10 minutes. Maybe I'll save the replay. Any F1 drivers, can you spot what helmet that is? I can't tell. It's red, white, and blue. Is that supposed to be Damon Hill's helmet? Like, could someone like cross-check with Damon Hill's helmet from '94 if that was his helmet? If so, that's a really cool detail. Red helmet with a white and blue top. It kind of looks like the Dutch flag, though. Imagine if this was not Hill's car, but Verstappen's Benetton. Max Verstappen's dad drove in 1994, but for the other team, that Benetton. My tire was red. I think that spin was not good. Let me see if I can quickly Google this. It was not. Damon Hill's helmet in '94 was black. I don't know, whose helmet is that? Have I tried F1 Clash? I have not. Is that the manager card game thing? Are we about to lap the other car? I think we are. Yeah, I have not played that. Do you mean you see Gran Turismo signs in real life? Because Gran Turismo is a huge thing. Well, that's a nice looking car. I believe that's the 94 Senna that we just lapped. It sort of looks like the Williams actually. What do you mean by they use the motorsports like in GT3 and 4? Like, do you mean you see signs in real life that say Gran Turismo on racetracks? Because, you know, it's just sponsorships. Well, Gran Turismo means Grand Touring in Italian. That's the translation. So, in Italy, that's literally like the name of a championship in Italian. Touring car. Grand Touring is essentially like the GT3 and GT4 cars of the modern times. Back then, you know, the touring cars were like, you know, the Alpha 155 and the German touring cars. But, yeah, in Italian, that's the name is Gran Turismo. So that's what this game translates to. Because if you call the game Gran Touring, that doesn't roll off the tongue as much as Gran Turismo. That was a terrible Italian accent. Absolutely terrible. So I'm sorry to all Italians who are watching this. They use the name Grand Touring or GT in IMSA. Well, Grand Touring has been the name for it since forever, since before this became a game. Ooh, that person went off the track. And there's also a category of regular cars called Grand Tours, which is basically like, you know, an Aston Martin Vantage or a Ferrari 812, you know. Like, you gotta understand that GT the game is based off what already was happening in real life, Grand Touring. I mean, the closest ever race was, I'd say, the Tuscan race. The professional Tuscan race on test course. That was probably my favorite race of this entire playthrough. Because that was just 10 laps of pure top speed cat and mouse. I genuinely thought I was going to lose that race. It's not weird how they use the term GT in motorsports and racing games, though. Like, that's literally the name of the car, though. Like, do you understand? Like, it's based off the category of cars. And even in like a game that isn't Gran Turismo, like if you look at Forza or Grid or Cookeh, even the old Cookeh games, it's called Grand Touring because that's the name of the cars, the category. It's not a weird thing, that's just what it's named. It's like what you wouldn't release a football game and call it you know, Diamond Ball Sport Playing. No, you'd call it, you know, NFL football or whatever. It's the same thing in real life and in the game. That's the point of the game. Appreciate that, Penguin Cowboy. I mean, I've been playing this game for 108 hours. I am ultra comfortable with the engine. Honestly, like, once we're done with this playthrough, I want to come back to this game just to, like, drive stuff around. Because, honestly, the driving in this game is so much fun. Like, I'd say, like, this is probably... I know I'm kind of simping, I've been playing this for 108 hours, but this is one of the best controls for a gamepad game. So, like, with the DualShock controller, this is one of the best controlling games I've ever played. I just feel like I can do so much with the car. The precision is definitely there. Like, look at that. I can just do that corner and nail that corner just like that without even thinking about it. It just works with this game. It controls so well. And yeah, I'm used to this game's physics engine, but it's genuinely easy to pick up. You can feel exactly when the car is going to snap into a turn. You can use the curbs to get yourself extra grip. It just works. I can even control that slide. That wasn't even a great corner, but, you know, you can catch slides. You can catch mistakes. You can actually do corrections in this game. That's something modern games even struggle with. I'm doing this without driving aids or anything. And I'd say, yeah, I'm pretty skilled, partially because I've been playing this game for 108 hours. But, you know, it's genuinely, I think, a good control scheme. And I know they changed it up in GT4 to use that modern engine, but, you know, I think that game also is pretty great to control. This one just works. I would totally come back to this game just to drive cars around and do, like, hot laps and stuff. That was, look, 53.3. That was the best lap I've driven. So here's the thing. Are you saying you don't like when people say that Gran Turismo sucks? I mean, that's just being a fan of something and someone calling it out. You know? You do have to understand that GT7 I think objectively is been rough. And you know, there's a saying in sports: you're only as good as your last game. And you can apply that to literally anything. You're only as good as your last race, your last test, you know, whatever. Same thing for games. You're only as good as the last product you released. That's just how it is. Alright, I'm going to pit so I can get some fresh tires for the end of the race. We're going to have to pit on lap 28 anyway, so I'm just going to take that stop early. I mean, think about it this way, F8. Grand Touring is the name of the motorsports category. And Gran Turismo is just the name of a game. It's pretty easy to separate the two because one of them's just literally a translation of Grand Touring. The term Forza is Italian for on we go. You know, you realize like a lot of games are just foreign languages that translate to something related. It just rolls off the tongue in English. But like, you know, if you're like an Italian, it's like, it just seems like some generic term. But yeah. Anyway, back to like just in state of like Gran Turismo, people calling it, you know, the franchise sucks. That is objectively wrong. This racing franchise, what it has done for gaming, and especially the racing game category, with the first game especially, that will never be replicated again, ever. This series, but particularly the first entries, revolutionized car physics in games. It made it clear that, you know, braking and handling and improving your driving is not only fun, but it's like genuinely rewarding and improves yourself. Go play an old Need for Speed or an old PS1 era driving game that was released before the first Gran Turismo. The physics are clunky, the controls are awkward, and you know, it's like, what are brakes? Just steer it. Play the first Ridge Racer. It is such a weird game to steer. And then play Ridge Racer Type 4, which was released after Gran Turismo. You know, the difference is night and day. This game absolutely revolutionized the racing game. And all the way up to the fourth game, people were still trying to copy it. It was the very best at what it was doing. Nowadays, you have Forza in the ring, which also does the revolution of the open world racer, Forza Horizon. And every game now is open world these days. And GT7, if you don't like to hear this, then just mute the video, but GT7 is the weakest entry in the series. It absolutely is. It's a shame because it had potential to be the very best, but it just didn't work in the modern way it was released. Gran Turismo is supposed to be a game that is released the way it was in the 90s and 2000s. It could totally work for an online world, but the way it's handled like modern games, it doesn't work like that. But GT7 feels like a soft reboot. It feels like a beta of GT3 remastered, if anything. Because there's barely any events to drive the vast car list with. Like, think of, like, there are no events for Group 2 and Group 1 at all. There's a mission that uses Group 1 cars. That is it. Where's the Classic Race Championships? Where's the Spider and Roadster? Where's the GT All-Stars? Where's the actual campaign? The thing is, the cafe books feel like a side mission, and it's the whole bread and butter of the game. I don't like that. And sport mode is there, but it's like trying not to be GT Sport. But then it's like, you know, if you run out of things to do in single player, you got this half-baked sport mode. Alright, last turn. Just under half an hour, and we'll be done with race 1. Yeah, GT Sport in 2022. Thing is, since it's an online focused game, you might just not be able to find a lobby or a good lobby. But the single player concept that is there, it's short, but it is good. So I believe I lapped the 94 twice in that race. And we lapped the other guys 3 times. But there you go. I wonder if we'll see this order every race. It looks pretty spread out in the field. So let's take a look at the point standings. Now let's actually take a look at the field, because we're going to be spending a lot of time with this field. So we got a 94. This is the 86. This is the 94. This I believe is the 87. The 90, and then this is the 88. That's the Senna helmet. That's pretty cool. I don't know if this is Mansell's helmet. That is not Senna's helmet, though, that's for sure. Neither is that one. That actually looks like Schumacher's helmet from that year, which, you know what? That's the color of the Benetton. It might be. That might be Schumacher. You know what? Let me look it up. It's not quite. I'll kind of show it on the camera here. Oop, I accidentally unplugged my phone. But it's white and dark blue with that green band. It looks sort of like it. I would say so, though. That's a cool thumbnail shot. All of these are some pretty cool thumbnail shots. Alright, I'm gonna save that replay. Do you think GT7 is a disappointment to other GT titles? I think it is. I'd say so. There is a good video by Casey called GT7's a Disappointment, which is pretty much goes over everything. In a nutshell, you know, the game had the potential to be the very best, and it was advertised as such. Here's the thing. You're saying, could GT8 be the downfall of Gran Turismo? You're getting way too far ahead of yourself. There might not be a GT8, because if Sony pulls the plug on this franchise, there won't be one. This game is Sony's brainchild. And if they kick someone like Kaz out, I feel like that would be the death of the series. GT7 might be the very last one. So I don't know. If I could make a racing title, what would it be? I don't know. I wouldn't want to make a sim because, you know, it's hard to find the balance of what makes it arcade, what makes it sim. That's not just going to be a Gran Turismo clone. I'd probably do... I'd want to make a new Burnout. I'd want to do an action racer. Anyway, we got Seattle coming up. We aren't going to change the setup at all. Let's just go. It is storming outside. So this is 40 laps. This is the actual same length as the Seattle Endurance. So we're just redoing the Endurance again. And I think this will be the last, this will be the last race of the stream. This is probably going to take 4 streams to do. Yes, each car has their own like handling model. I don't know. It's hard to say exactly what I would do. I'd probably make a game with like extreme damage available. You know, similar to like what you can do in Wreckfest and Beam and G-Drive. But I don't know. I would totally like to do another Burnout style game. Action racing, taking people out, explosions. No weapons or anything like that. Do I think GT7 is the last GT title as a whole? You know, I can't tell you for sure. It kind of goes in hand with what Sony wants to do in general. You know, I just said, like, you know, if there's no GT8, because if Sony doesn't like how GT7 did. But then on the other side, I believe GT7 sold really well. Like, really, really well. It was only beaten by Elden Ring in sales this year. Which, let me tell you this, if it outsold Ratchet & Clank, which that game will definitely be back, then I'd say Sony would probably go for another punt. Because if it's the objective of selling copies and getting a little bit of microtransactions, they'll do it again. They'll probably ask Kaz to make it a better reception, but here's the deal. I don't know if they'll ever do another Gran Turismo for PS5. So then that passes the question of, would Sony make another PlayStation? There are rumors that this is going to be the last generation of consoles. Period. Because everything will move to cloud streaming, where you don't even need a box. It will just be through the internet, and you stream it to any device you want, your phone, your TV, or your existing system. Which that could certainly be possible, but you know, the other key is like, well, cloud streaming is input lag because it's in its infancy, but I bet you that as the technology gets better and the internet latency gets better, they'll start to improve that and get rid of it. Maybe it'll be like a cache download, not caches in cache money, but caches in C-A-C-H-E. Like it stores temporary memory to the game where you sort of download it and you pseudo play it. Next GT game, I really have no idea, man. It was almost 10 years since the last numbered entry, and you know, before it would only take 2 years to make a GT game, and then it takes, you know, 5 years. You don't know. The car models are supposed to be future-proof for even further generations, but you know, we'll see how far that statement goes. But here's the thing, Third World Country doesn't even have good internet. But do they have PlayStation 5s? I don't even think so. That's a whole separate issue. You need an internet connection to play GT7, remember. So if you live in a third world country, then that's irrelevant. Sucks, but that's the truth. In 2027 will be the 30th anniversary. You're correct. But anniversaries don't really mean that much. You know, GT6 released in 2013, which was really 14, not 14, but 16 years after the first game came out in Japan, but 15 years after it came out in North America, and they called that the 15th anniversary. You know, anniversaries are kind of irrelevant. Besides, look at Sonic 06. That was the 15-year anniversary celebration for Sonic the Hedgehog, and that game came out as a disaster. So, you know, it doesn't really matter. You mean they will never give Gran Turismo to Microsoft? Well, you know what? Don't say never. Because look at who owns Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon right now. Microsoft. Square Enix sold Tomb Raiders just to do NFTs. It could absolutely happen. Just saying. Sony would probably, be committing suicide if they ever sold a Japanese developer like Polyphony Digital to a company. But in the name of profits and money, anything can happen. That's just the way it is. I hate to sound pessimistic, but that's just the world we live in. Oop, that's a bump. Well, you can't play the game online. But yeah, Forza Horizon 1's a gem. You'd have to mod your Xbox 360 to get the game back online. Which, I believe there's an effort working on it to fix the first Horizon. I believe they've got Forza Motorsport 3 and maybe 4 back online through mods. But it's a work in progress. When the new Forza comes out, do I think it'd be better than GT7? I have no idea, man. I sorry to sound like kind of angry with that, but like, I don't know. And I feel like it's kind of pointless to answer that question. The last Forza Motorsport game was mixed. It had mixed reception. There were people that absolutely loved it, and then there were people that absolutely despised it. So it's all dependent on the person. Oof, that's a big lift in the front. Yeah, Forza Horizon 1 was like for sale for like one day. Or maybe even just a few hours. But it was on the Microsoft Store. Just there. Probably a mistake. But yeah, you could have sniped it and downloaded it. Alright, I'm going to pit since my tires are starting to die out. We're going to do a 5-stopper. And yeah. I really can't tell you. Turn 10's been putting a ton of time into the next Forza, so they have a lot of expectations. But didn't like Mass Effect Andromeda take like so many years and then came out unfinished? Look at Cyberpunk also. 8 years of development, released like hot garbage. You really can't say how it's going. You can give developers years, but if there's problems in the foundations, then it's not going to go well in the first place. Here's the thing. Today, actually, Kaz tweeted that we're getting a new update next week. And you know what's in this update? 3 cars. And it's like the Toyota Hypercar, looked like a Ferrari California, and like a muscle car. I really have no clue what they're doing with these updates, but yeah. Seems like we're just gonna get updates that are just, oh yeah, here's a couple cars, here's one race, hey, we added some missions. They'll give us the 24-hour endurance but no function to save, and if your connection drops out anytime in the 24 hours, you lose your entire progress. That's what's going to happen. Just you wait. I know it sounds really pessimistic about that, but I genuinely expect that to happen. Yeah, they're just adding cars and not adding actual content. But it's like, nobody cares if they add cars except like the 12-year-olds who want to see a Supra or something, right? There's so many people who want to see the Minolta Toyota 88 CV just because it was super overpowered in GT4, and they're like, you gotta bring it back, you gotta bring it back. And it's like, why? Like, why? Is that a reason to bring it back because it was overpowered? That's just nostalgia bait, which, you know what, Polyphony might do that, but, you know, sometimes it feels like I don't even know what the fan base knows what they want. Everyone has different tastes on what they want to see. It almost feels like developers see that and then just think, okay, if nobody can have a consensus of what everybody wants, we'll just add the cars and let people make up their own fun. And it's like, then you just get some soulless, bland update where just like some seemingly random cars just appear, and that's it. That was literally what this last update was. They added a Cappuccino, Suzuki Cappuccino, and 2 BRZs. That was it. And like 1 Endurance. And then an update, a whole month later of updates, and we just got, what, 3 cars? Probably going to be another set of events, maybe. Maybe a new track layout, a tourist layout of Nürburgring or something like that, you know, something stupid like that. I can't believe they gave us a new track and it was just moving the starting line on Spa-Francorchamps to the Endurance. Like, you couldn't have done that in just like a hotfix or something. You had to call that a new track. Come on. The Mini Mocha. Oh, I'm saying the Cappuccino is a great car, but it's like, I'm not saying that, like, you know, they shouldn't have added the Cappuccino or the BRZs, but like, really? That's it? It's more so like, they should be giving us a roadmap of how often to expect these updates, exactly what to expect. They just say more cars, but what's your definition of more? 8? 10? 3? And it also seems like a ton of the cars are like just, you know, cars from GT6 that were already half made and just bringing some back. That would be like the Ferrari California. A really odd pick. That's just that. But it's like, everyone's comparing Forza to Gran Turismo as in Forza Horizon, the open world game. And then Forza Motorsport hasn't had a release in 5 years. And even when it released the same year as GT Sport, it had totally different trajectories in like how they did content and post-launch support and all that. Here's the thing, like, Microsoft has more money than Sony. They could give Polyphony a bigger budget, I'm just saying. But it would be really strange for Microsoft, who has, you know, Forza's 2 studios, Turn 10 and Playground Games, and then they just, what, acquire Polyphony? What would they do with that? They have, like, completely different gaming philosophies, those studios. Maybe they would make the devs work on the next Forza or something, but, again, completely different philosophies on how they do stuff. And yeah, it's the thing, it's like you can barely even compare GT to Forza Motorsport in many ways. The first Forza Motorsport, I'd say so. Because Forza Motorsport, the very first one, was actually trying to be a clone of GT4 when it released on the original Xbox. Car's acting a bit nutty here. But everyone's always trying to compare something to another thing. Well, think of like Call of Duty versus Battlefield. Both games that have, you know, issues, they get released pretty often. They have huge fan bases, and yet they're completely different games. And yet everyone's like, oh, Battlefield's better, oh, Call of Duty's better, oh, play Warzone, oh, new Battlefield sucks, oh, new Call of Duty sucks. It's like, guys, are you, like, come on. If everything was just like a direct copy, then nothing would be fun. Just be unique, and then, you know, it's kind of IP stuff and all that jazz. It's nice that we have actual differences in games, but it's up to the game to make their own game fun and not make it like something else. Can make a stop-motion Hot Wheels movie. I mean, like, I have the capabilities to do that, I just don't know what I would do. Right. You know, I've been playing Gran Turismo practically my whole life. I'd call myself, you know, one of their biggest, like, you know, supporters in both that I play their games 20 years later. I buy their new games all the time. I have Gran Turismo merchandise. I have a vinyl on my wall of GT. There's that Mazda 787B door panel decoration thing that I liked because I loved driving the 787B in this game. This game means a lot to me. This franchise means a lot to me. And yet, I would hardly associate myself with a fandom of anywhere. I know that sounds so like high and mighty, but I genuinely mean that. I honestly think video game fandoms, for the most part, are either trolls living in their basement or like 12-year-olds who just discovered Reddit for the first time. Or Twitter. Twitter's actually a better way to put that. And I think, honestly, people have like superiority complexes and stuff like that. You can get into that. No, F8, you have the wrong idea. There's fandom, the website, and then there's fandom, the name of the group, the noun. They're two completely different things. You can go on Urban Dictionary and look up fandom and see what the definition they give you is. Yeah, this is the long race. It's gonna be like 15 minutes. They really just slapped a whole ass endurance in here. I mean, they did the same thing in GT4 as well. Here's the thing, F8. You said you want Sony to keep it until the franchise starts to get dead. They're already at that point. I'm just saying. They're on thin ice. You gotta understand, this GT7 had so much hype. So much. Because it was supposed to be, it was advertised as a return to form, the first numbered entry in 9 years, learning from their lessons from GT6 and GT Sport. You had a lot of old fans coming back to this game, and they generated a lot of hype with the trailers and all that. And they failed to deliver because of the microtransactions, the bugs, and the lack of content. It's honestly mostly the lack of content. But the salt on the wounds is the bugs and microtransactions. And the always online. And so, the people who had put the game down, put the series down for a while, and came back just to explore it because it's been a while, were disappointed, and they'll probably never come back. That already spells the death of a franchise. Then all you have left are the super dedicated fans. And you gotta remember, the game only came out 2 months ago. And all that's left are the hardcore fans that were already with the series for a long time. The casual crowd has already moved on to play other games. And the hardcore fan base is only like 5 or 10% of the people who play GT. And the hardcore fan base already bought their copies. They aren't generating more money, and in fact, if anything, they're just asking for more stuff. So if they miss their targets by not getting as much of the casual crowd, that's not a good thing. Yes, TF2. We're lapping the 94S. I'm gonna say that's Schumacher. That's the Benetton in disguise. TF2. Yeah, it's a shame. Team Fortress 2 in 2022 is just bots and a fan base that, you know, loves their memes, but if you want to actually play the game, it's a bunch of either, you know, sweaty try-hard lobbies, which, you know, can be fun, but then if you play a game with people who've been grinding all day, it's not as fun, to be honest. But then you could try to play Valve servers with the bots, and then, you know, Valve just straight up ignores the game, just does localization fixes. Whatever that means. But, like, even Overwatch is in a terrible state right now, because they just released, what, Overwatch 2, and it looks exactly like the first game, and does, like, almost nothing to change it. Just a pure cash grab. Nobody talks about it. It was like 1 week, and that was it. Not even a week. People are still playing Valorant and League of Legends and all that. You say Real Racing 3 is the best EA racing game ever. I have to hard disagree with you. I think it's a great mobile game. Its pricing and microtransactions hold it back. And you also completely forgot Burnout 3 and Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005. Those games are miles ahead of Real Racing 3. They're both EA racing games. The experience is just untouchable. Whoa. I would disagree. Most Fun 2012, the mobile game, was pretty bland. I don't know if you played it. I played it back when it came out, and honestly didn't really like it. I thought the Hot Pursuit mobile game was pretty good. But then again, I was like 10 when that came out, and you know, that's back when I played Asphalt 5 and all that. Need for Speed Pro Street Shift 1 and 2 do the whole multiplayer thing better. Yeah, if you're comparing to Real Racing 3, I'd also agree with that. Whatever happened to Real Racing Next, or whatever it's called, that next-gen version? Was that just like a beta and then nobody talks about it anymore? Okay, humor me. What did you like about Most Wanted that's better than Real Racing 3? I won't cut off the messages or anything like that. I actually do still play Team Fortress 2 occasionally with my old college roommate. We used to play that when we were in college. This is really fun. You know, good classic, good old time. But the bots make it really unenjoyable. So then we go to private servers, and then just have to play a bunch of tryhards. So then it's like, damn. It's hard to have a good time. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I will be right back. I'm back. Quick water chug and then we'll go back. I don't think you can sue Valve for neglecting a game. As funny as that would be, then everybody would sue everything. Because then, like, every fan base that doesn't like the game would immediately sue. And I forget, but I'm pretty sure, like, wasn't Cyberpunk threatened for a false advertisement lawsuit, and that was tossed because, something about it being like a game, it's for entertainment. And, like, in entertainment, anything could happen. And, like, entertainment's subjective, something like that. The thing is, like, where do you draw the line on supporting an old game and letting it die? Because if they just close the servers, then technically that would be getting it, you know, a treatment where they don't have to look at it again. But nobody would want that. But you know how TF2's source code got leaked a couple years ago? I'm surprised nobody has just straight up built a better update with the source code that was leaked. That'd be really cool to do. Or someone makes a custom patch or something like that. Most Wanted 2012. Are you talking about the console game or the mobile game? I believe both games still have their servers, though. Jan Sims better. If else. If else. If else. Big rigs. You know, when I was like younger and I saw that AVGN video with big rigs, I like, you know, tried to go retro hunt shopping to try and find that game. And I didn't understand at the time that like that would be impossible to find. And on eBay, it would be, you know, a physical copy would go for hundreds of dollars because everybody wants it. And the only way to play it, you know, is through pirating it. It would be cool to have in my collection, though, I will say. Wow, you say Big Most Wanted 2012 is the best mobile racing game of all time. No. Hot take. Asphalt 8 is the best mobile racing game ever created. I genuinely am not joking with that one. Now you gotta hear me out. I'm talking about 2013 Asphalt 8. 2013's iteration of Asphalt 8, the 1.0, and even like the first update, is the best mobile racing experience of all time. Period. You have to understand that at the time, Asphalt 8 had a great car list for launch. Excellent tracks, excellent graphics, the right physics, a multiplayer. The boost system was good, and it just had the right competitive itch. And remember, you're talking about Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012, which hasn't had an update. It's still in its 2012 primitive form. The only reason, like, you know, people don't like Asphalt 8 is because it's in its 2022 form. But if you took 2013 Asphalt 8 as what it was, which was an old game, I would say that's the best mobile racing game ever created. And in terms of Gameloft, Asphalt 8 is their most successful game ever. Period. And I believe it will be their most successful game ever. And why is it successful? Because people liked it. Because it's fun. It was genuinely a fun game. If you're playing Asphalt 8 for the first time for a mobile game, I'd say it was really fun to pick up and start. That first feeling of me playing Asphalt 8 in like 2013 and learning how to be competitive with it, that was amazing. It just felt right. I'll fight you about it. I think Real Racing 3 was better. Again, super successful. But Real Racing 3 in its current form has honestly stayed the same since 2013. Yeah, I remember seeing commercials on TV in bars and stuff like that for Asphalt 8. It's crazy. The right universe would be without Overwatch. You guys remember when Overwatch meant the CSGO cheating review game mode? It's like if you reported a cheater, you'd have professionals use the Overwatch mode to see if they were actually caught cheating. Don't fight me. It's been a very long time since I've played the mobile version of Most Wanted 2012. Very long time. But, you know, I have a pretty good memory of that, and, you know, it just felt like a mobile tie-in. You know, the only thing that hurt it for me was, like, the console version was so much better to play. So I just played the console version. Shitty Bank had one song, Opposite of Adults. That was it. I liked Hot Pursuit on mobile, but that was back in 2010. where 10-year-old me was impressed with anything. So, you know, I can't really say. It's been a very long time also since I've played Hot Pursuit 2010. Does anyone here remember E-Double? Rest in peace. He has some genuinely good music, but, you know, he passed away 3 years ago. It's crazy how long ago that was, actually. I think it was like 2016 or 2017. Yeah, this race is long. It is the Endurance. It's the other full-length Endurance in this championship. This in Monaco. There's a lot of long races in this championship. Still have 2 pit stints to go. Yeah, I don't think I need to cut off any messages from the VODs. I mean, like, as someone who plays a lot of Team Fortress 2, actually not a lot, I only have like 150 hours or so, but across like 8 years or whatever I've been playing the game. But, you know, I kind of get that. I've played Overwatch before, but not much. I didn't love it. Also, what's up, Cheese Fart? Welcome back. Okay, I can cut those messages out then. You just gotta send me a reminder when we're all done. Because once we're done with the game, I'm gonna edit this, you know, in kind of one big slap and send it out. I mean, most team-based games, you know, it's pretty tricky because you want to have a good team that has fun, but then at the same time you don't want to be sweaty about it, so I always thought Team Fortress 2 was cool in that, like, you know, you could whip up a bunch of scrubs and then you guys can, like, you know, always have fun with the other team and have a good game. So I think GT8 will be the last GT before they nuke the franchise. I can't tell you, man. I have no idea. Like I said, it all depends on if they want to do another PS5 Gran Turismo, if there's going to be a PS6, if they want to stick with Kaz and Polyphony Digital. What was my favorite class? I always loved Heavy. Even when I was a kid and even today, like, that's my main. Finally got a 110, by the way, new fastest lap. But yeah, I have the most hours on Heavy. The upper hand in the Harati. That was a great class. I can never figure out how to use the Spy, even though I've always wanted to. I still can't. I had a lot of fun with Demo. A lot of fun with Sniper. Soldier was pretty good. I wanted to be good at Scout, but I just cannot figure out how to, like, not die. And I always liked playing Heavy. So yeah, I'd say Heavy. He's also probably the most iconic character of the game. I mean, PS3 was literally, and the Xbox 360 were literally, yeah, that's obvious. But the same thing with the PS2 and the original Xbox. That's not like a debate, that's just a, yeah, that's it. Hold the drift. Need to bump the wall. That would have been a really cool turn. If I tried Demo Night, I'm not good at it. I can't do the flying around the air and stuff like that. I've tried to do good with like the charge boost, whatever you want to call it. But I'm just not good at it. I prefer, like, I'll have the sword and the shield so I can do the charge boost, but then I'll still run with the grenade launcher. The regular grenade launcher. So much understeer. Yep, I'm going to the Indy 500 next weekend. So, there will be no stream next week because I'm not gonna stream from Indianapolis. I don't think I can. Hotel Wi-Fi would be terrible. And I don't have a game to bring, so. Trimping, yeah. Is that what it's called, where you like fly through the air with your momentum? It looks like fun. Another thing like I tried to get okay at was like rocket jumping with Soldier, but I can only like do like one chain. I can't do the crazy stuff where like they fly across the map in 3 seconds. Hey CCGS, how you doing? It's been a while. I'm doing alright. You can get an Xbox 360 for like really cheap, under $100. Maybe even cheaper. That's good to hear. We're almost done with this game. It's crazy. I gotta think about doing another game though. I do have a couple stream ideas in between. I'm not gonna start Burnout 3 right away. I think we'll do a couple like random racing games and other games first. Some other miscellaneous streams. And then we'll start Burnout 3. Burnout 3 should not be a long playthrough. In fact, I don't think I'm gonna do another 100-hour playthrough for a while. I should do some TF2. Yeah, I have a couple really bad TF2 videos on this channel from like 2014 with like some of my high school friends. I was so bad at the game though. So bad. I mean, I'm still like not great, but I could at least be competent. There's some of that. But yeah, I could maybe set something up with my old college roommate. We could do like a TF2 stream one day. And we can invite Snow Tato and yourself, Cheese Fart, if you'd like to join us. We could be a squad. We could do like Man vs. Machine or something. That's my favorite happy weapon. I'd say the Tommy Slav, like that gun is just awesome. You're not interested in MVM. It's a good time though, and you don't have to worry about bots. That's why I suggest it. See, like, I don't like playing against the Valve AI, because, you know, it's just more fun to, like, play with real people, in my opinion. It's a lot more variability. Whoop. Almost spun it. Melee only. I do have the heavy the gloves of running, whatever it's called. Those like red and fire gloves that like are a one-hit kill, but then take off your health. Those are always fun to mess around with. That's the thing, is I'm not a god player, so I always just love having fun in the game, just not taking it too seriously. But it does suck when like the bots like instant kill you and spawn. You can't even get out and do anything. Alright, last lap of this essentially endurance. It'll be a 50-minute race. Backlifted. Kind of get the grip going. Oh, there we go. That's a good turn. Yeah, community servers are fun, but you know, it's usually a lot of tryhards, and I get mixed results. It's better than doing Valve servers, but it is tricky. Because usually the good game has a near full lobby, and it's really hard to join with a team. Got a new fastest lap? Yes it is, on the last lap. Let's go. That's in the Audi RS3. I mean, I like it, but honestly it looks kind of like a Volkswagen Jetta. I would prefer an RS5. I think it's just like the right size. I think the RS3 is a cool car though. Well, it looks like the AR is still a long way back. I guess I can wait for them to finish. I wasn't going to do any more racing today. The RS3 is a sedan. At least the modern one. The old one's a hatchback, but the new one these days is a sedan. Play Pro Street? I have Need for Speed Pro Street. I never put that many hours into it though. For me personally, the RS7 is a bit too long. I just like the RS5's like the perfect, it's the just right size. Like, it's the Goldilocks approach. One's too small, one's too long. The RS5's just right. There you go. I was 2 or 3 laps ahead of everybody. I'll let that FO90S cross. I think he was also 2 laps. I think. Yep. Okay. So wow, that was a whole endurance done. And I think the points are going to get shuffled just a bit. I still think the 88 still in last. Yeah, the 90 and the 86 are tied, so that's going to be an interesting fight. That's funny, cheese fart. Themes of the M2. I personally don't really care for it. Let's try to get another quick thumbnail shot while I'm with the rest of the grid, and then we'll be done. Ooh, that's a good shot. Let's see if I can get that wheelie jump. Ooh, that was good. I maybe got a frame out of that. Ooh, that was a good shot. So many S tier shots. Meow. I do Le Mans 24 hours. I mean, I technically did that last year. I just did the last 2 hours. And I did the rest of the 22 hours on my own time. Please give me a close-up shot. Oh well. Me bonking the wall. Alright. I'm good with that. So let's save the game. I cannot do a 24-hour race without taking any break. I mean, I guess you could take a bathroom break or a food break, but I feel like my arms would be like dead, my fingers, if I did it on a controller, my arms if I did it on a wheel. Maybe that'd be a good like team if I had like a friend who was also like super into racing. Or a roommate more like, but yeah. Yeah, I could do something like that. Why don't you try left hand instead? Because this is the left hand controller? I don't know. That'd be really awkward. You play like upside down, I don't know. But yeah. That's gonna be it for the stream. That was a long race. This is a long championship. It's gonna take us 4 streams, I think. So, there you go. Yeah. I have played Geometry Dash. AMG C63S. I think it's a nice car. It's not personally my favorite, but I think it's nice. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the stream. I'm going to Offspring concert tonight. They're a rock band. They're pretty good. Kind of past their prime. Their album was mid. Their new album was mid, but I think it'll be a good show. So then yeah. I know I haven't done any weeknight streams. I do want to bring those back. I'm just trying to, you know, enjoy my evenings and stuff like that. Well, I don't have to study, so you know, we'll see how that goes. I'll let you guys know if I ever want to pick this up in the middle of the week. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching. No stream next week because I'm going to be in the Indy 500. And yeah, I will see you guys